Hey guys, Frank here and welcome to another episode in our How Did I Shoot This One series from Digital Classroom. And today it's about this shot that we took with Nadine during the workshop on location in Emmeloord. Now the whole challenge in this workshop, as explained in the previous video, is to find interesting locations and right next to our studio or at walking distance from our studio. Now the second setup from this workshop was actually the setup that we're talking about now. And in all honesty, when I walk with Chewy, our dog, we always see these onion crates and you never give any attention to it, right? But as a photographer, they are really interesting. Now, we tried to get Nadine in the middle of those crates and I was using just our standard strobe. And it gave me a little bit of a flat lighting and in all honesty, it didn't look bad. But you know what? As a photographer, we really want to draw the attention to our model, right? And why not do that also on location? Especially if you don't include the sky, you can get away with strobes very easily outside. So, for the next setup, we actually decided to use our Rogue magnetic system and use the grids. Now the nice advantage of a grid is that it really steers the light to where you want it. Now in this case we wanted to have a little bit of light on, of course, the onion grate, and we want enough light on our model. Now as soon as we did the setup, it looked already pretty nice. But then you start thinking like, hey, how can we improve this? Now in the studio I often use a technique called light in light, where we pinpoint the light to our model and then use one extra strobe to add, for example, a little bit of extra light to open up the shadows. The cool thing about this technique is if you start to add a gel to that fill-in light, because now all the shadows become the color of that gel, but still the light on your model just really makes your model jump out. So in this case, we decided to use a blue gel. Now there's always a problem when you use gels. They take away light, because you need those deep saturated colors, so they often take away 1 or 2 stops of light. Now when we're shooting outside, we need every single power that we need, of course, because, well, let's be honest, in our workshops we can't shoot on HSS. And that's because we have a lot of students with different camera brands. And when you want to shoot HSS, you have to use our so-called commander. And that commander is brand specific. So during the workshops we actually choose for the so-called dumb triggers. Now those triggers work on every single camera and they just fire the strobe. So that means that we're limited to 1/125th of a second. Now in this case, because we cut out the sky, that's not really a problem because the crates were in the shade, so we had a lot of latitude to work with. But still, you needed more power for the blue gel. And that's where this baby comes in, the large reflector. Now we all know the smaller reflectors, these, and they give a lot more light than just an open strobe. But if you use the big ones, they will give you a lot more light. So for the one with the gel, we actually used the big reflector. And as you can see in this setup, we're using one light source on our model with the grid and one light source with the huge reflector and the blue gel. We can talk about this for a long time, but as you know, it's time for the behind the scenes video so you can see the lighting setup and the final results. As you can see, a pretty simple set, right? But I think the results are interesting. And that's just around the corner of our studio. So our assignment for you, find a stunning location next to your home, in your town or your studio, something that you normally pass when walking by, going like, that's not interesting enough, and try to get some cool shots. Reach out on social media and send me your shots and maybe you win a prize. Thank you so very much for watching, guys. See you again next time. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. And of course, tell other people about our channel so we can grow. And of course, subscribe. A lot of our viewers are not subscribed. And it's really easy. Press the button subscribe, press the bell notification, and you're done. And you really help us out. See you again next time. Bye, guys.